Okay, I'm going to give you this link in the chat. And this is called a Jamboard. And the Jamboard is available to you as a Chrome extension, so you can, it integrates really easily with Google, with all of your Google stuff. And it's a nice participation activity. Again, students can be in class, students can be at home. So I am going to go back and share my screen. And put this in present mode. And so you should be able to get into this Jamboard if it loads. And I can see there's already people in there moving some things around, and that's great. Is there a way to limit what students can and can't do on Jamboard? For example, only post a sticky note and not move others' work or change the writing? That's a great question. And I do not know the answer to that question, but I will write that down right now and find that out, because I think there is. Let me check, but I will get back to you on that one. You're welcome. This question about, is this available on iPads? That's a good question also. And it's through Google. So I feel like, I'm sorry, it's through Chrome. So if you have a Chrome browser on your iPad, it should work. It's an app connected directly to it, but we can check that out too. So give me a second. I'm writing both of these down. iPads, Jamboard. I feel like it is, because I have a lot of friends at my high school that use iPads and they use Jamboard too. And then limit responses. All right. So let's try this together. We've got 4 different slides here, but I've made a second copy starting on slide 5 through 8. Because yesterday with the high school group, we had a huge group and they couldn't all get in at the same time. So that was something that I learned about. And so what I'm asking you to do right now is to take a look at each of these slides. And I want you to think specifically in your own teaching context, whatever grade you teach, whatever subjects you teach. What are ways that you can inspire your students in any time learning? And the way you respond here, you can upload pictures if you want, but I think today we're just going to work with a sticky note. You can pick your color sticky note that you like. And you can write and then press save. And then you can close that up. And if it pops up on top of something else, you can just simply move it. So I would like you to take about 10 minutes to get something on each of these Jamboards. Since there's a small group, I think we can just use Jamboards 1 through 4. But if it looks like you are getting locked out of the Jamboard page 1, for example, you could just jump over to slide 5 and it's the same exact thing. So let's see what you can do. And we had some really great ideas yesterday. Someone's putting memes. So there you go. We're getting some ideas here. How are you going to inspire your students? How are you going to engage your students? How are you going to get students to connect? And how are you going to get them to share? And you can jump into any of the slides that you want. You don't have to start with slide 1 if you don't want. You can go to slide 2, 3, or 4. Movement. Yeah, I love that. Question on Google Classroom. Good. Connect learning to home. Nice. How can you get your students to share? So there's 15 of you here. Well, 13, including 13 plus Karenza and myself. I'm just doing some redesigning here, guys. Think about something you can do in your own classroom with a lesson that your students could do in any time, kind of like the homework. All right, so someone is saying they cannot add anything to the Jamboard. Did you try clicking on slide 5, 6, 7, or 8? See if you can add something there. Can't interact with any of the slides. I think I would try refreshing your screen, or let me give you, can you click on the link one more time and see if that makes a difference? Is there anybody who, I don't know what Mr. or Ms. Bowles, yeah, that's, okay, that's exactly right. You do need to have, you have to be in Chrome, because this is a Chrome extension. Oh, how do you do a gallery walk virtually? You can do that. And you can do it in Google Classroom, or you can do it in Google Docs, where students have, if you're setting up the, whoever's asking the gallery walk question, are you asking about a gallery walk that you set up for your students to go and observe, or is it work that students have done that they are sharing with others? Help me with that so I can help you create this. Work from students. Okay, this is Matt. Matt, is that your first name? Okay, so what you can do is, cool, all right. What you can do is this. You can have your students create, let's say, things in some Google Slides. I'm just making this up. Maybe they create 2 or 3 Google Slides, and they share that link so that anybody can view it. And they share that link into a table. So you have a table set up with group 1, group 2, group 3, group 4, group 5, and every group has a link in that document. And that document gets shared out to the entire class. And you have students start, and you can break them up and say, okay, this group starts with slide or link number 1. This one starts with slide link 2, 3, 4, 5, etc. And you can time it just like you would a regular gallery walk if it was in person. So everybody go and spend 5 minutes on this this Google slide. And if you open up commenting, you can even add the ability for students to insert comments, maybe in the notes of the Google slide or as annotations on a Google Doc. And so in that way, everybody can see the work that other people are doing. Does that help answer your question? Okay. I would love to help you with that, Matt. We did that this summer, and I thought it was going to be a complete debacle. And we had 100, well, it would have been 75 groups share their work, and everybody got feedback. If your classes are huge, you can break kids groups up so they're just giving feedback to a certain group, and they don't give it to all groups. Scavenger hunts. All right, so it's getting to be, I'm going to give you like another minute or so. Let's try to get some things on this this real time. What can you get students to do in real time that will help them connect? Virtual field trips is one wonderful example. Thank you for that. Connect learning to home, take pictures or videos of something discussed in a lesson. Yes. What else can they do so they can connect with each other? Let's have them, I'm going to get, they're reading something. Everybody does reading in some kind of language arts assignment. How might students who are at home and in class work on something that they can connect to and with? Padlet on the sharing, Flipgrid, Google Slides, Google Docs. Flipgrid has become quite the game changer in the last, I don't know, I was introduced to it in 2014, 2013. So that was 7 years ago. And since it has become something so different and expanded than when in 2013, when it was just, hey, let me just post a little video about myself and introduce myself to the class. I mean, now it can be used for, has screencasting abilities. You can add video, you can add images, and it's become a really, it's like a video production studio almost, without having lots of expensive video production equipment. Okay, so I'm going to see if there's anything else here. And I am going to, you guys came up with some good ideas. I like the idea of the mystery bag. What might someone, whoever posted that, tell me more about the mystery bag. I hope you don't mind sharing your voice, but I'm going to ask you to share your voice. So you can unmute yourself and tell me about the mystery bag. No one wants to tell me about the mystery bag? You put it up there, you tease me, and you don't tell me what it's all about? Okay. All right. So I'm gonna stop sharing for a moment. And I would love to, I know you guys are shy, just think about what it's like to have, your kids are doing the same thing. They're being shy. So sometimes it's easy to just disengage and not talk, and kind of, you get to hide behind your screen. But in this anytime real-time model, students are engaging with each other, and that will hopefully be something that you can encourage your students to do. All right, we're going to go into small groups. Karenza and Sloan and Gretchen, you're going to go into breakout room number 1 with the 2 or 3 other students who are in the class, separated by 6 feet. And everybody's going to be on headphones. Everybody's going to be able to talk to each other. And at the same time, there's other groups in other breakout rooms that are taking place, that students can share with each other and learn with each other and work in shared collaborative documents. So This is something that is not easy to do. It takes some time, and it takes it takes a different way of thinking. It's a way of really trying to be intentional about how do we make learning equal for all of our students. And so as we wrap up, this is what I guess I'd like to say. Expect that the learning will take a little bit longer than you had originally planned at first. Expect that there will be tech glitches, and have a backup plan if you can. Where possible, build lessons with your grade level partner or your content area partner. And that includes sharing videos. So if I'm going to be demonstrating a science lesson today, and I teach second grade, I am going to share my science lesson video with my second grade partner down the hall, or maybe in another building. And we are going to collaborate together. So I'll do the science lesson, the anytime science lesson to engage and inspire, that the students will watch as homework, or they watch at the very beginning of class, together the first 10 minutes of the lesson, or however you want to work that. Again, you're sharing resources with each other, so you're not all doing all of the work. And I would say give yourself like 4 weeks to get comfortable with this. This is, again, it's really hard. This whole idea of our kids are in 2 different places is hard. And kids moving in and out of face-to-face learning, or I'm sorry, in-person learning and at-home learning. And we're going to probably have a lot of that throughout, at least I would imagine, the fall and early winter. So give yourself time to feel comfortable. And also give each other grace before grief. I know that we hear a lot about giving each other grace, but try to go to grace before you go to grief. Again, it's hard for all of us. I had to say to somebody the other day, or actually about 3 weeks ago, more to the point, that she's a parent and she's at home and she has all these great ideas. And why didn't the principal think of this? Or why didn't the teacher think of that? And I said, because our brains are so full right now that we don't know what we don't know. And if you have some really great idea, don't complain. Come help, or make a suggestion, because it might be a suggestion that none of us have thought about before. So I hope that gives you some food for thought. Karenza is asking everybody to fill out the form for Sketchies, and that is in the chat right now. So I will give you that time to go grab your form and get that done so that you get your Sketchies. If you have any questions, Karenza has my email, and I will happily answer any questions that I can going forward. I really do hope you consider this idea. I think it will make your lives a little bit easier, in that you're not doing all of the planning for every single minute that your kids are with you. They get to have some time. Oh, okay, I know why she put it in the waiting room. Give me 1 second, I'll copy it for you. Hold on. Okay, try that link. There we go. Okay. All right. So I hope you try it. Whatever we can do to work really well and give our students rich learning opportunities without dragging ourselves into the ground, I think is something we need to try to do. So thank you all very much for coming today. I appreciate it. And again, I'm here if you have any questions that you'd like to ask me while we're waiting for people to fill out their form. You're welcome. Thank you.